Hello.
Well, hi, how are you today?
I am fine. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Your question.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead with your question.
Yeah. Okay, I'm fine. I want to know if a person enters the United States without an inspection and been here for over 10 years, can they marry to American citizen and become American citizen?
Well, if you marry an American citizen, you're out of status. You're going to get a green card first. But if you entered without inspection, you're going to need to have had something filed before April 30th, 2001, and been physically present here on December 21st, 2000. That's being grandfathered in under Section 245I in order to be able to get your green card. Just like some of the other callers in the past, they had an application filed in April of 2001, so they can pay that penalty fee, which, as you heard, can add up when you're talking about multiple family members. But you would need to show that you had something filed before that April 30th deadline.
Okay, so and that's the only way.
Correct.
Sorry about that, all right? But hang in there. Change gonna come, all right?
All right. And you know what, Squeeze, I would advise, or if you speak to that lady who called before, because I know it's, when you add up all those filing fees, it's $8,000. What I would advise is do the cases in increments. So, in other words, if you have kids who are 6 and 8 years old or 8 and 10 years old, they're not going to age out for another 11 years, and they're going to be educated by the public schools no matter what district you go to. So their green cards are not, everyone's green cards are very important, but their green cards are not as vital as maybe the parents who need to get work permission and their social security numbers to get better jobs and then be able to, and then if they get better jobs, then they can turn around and file for the kids because they may have several more years to go. So, maybe one of the suggestions you can make to that lady is split up the cases.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do understand. That's
right,
a very good idea.
So pay, instead of paying $8,000 in filing fees, pay $4,000 in filing fees. Get you and your husband your green cards and work permits. The kids you can file a year later as following to join as long as everything is filed before they're 21.
Hey, not too bad. Yes, Brad, I have a question to Card. If you do a biometric and approbation for renewing your green card, would that be a problem?
Well, every time you do a biometric, your fingerprints are being checked by an immigration officer, and if you are a deportable alien because you committed a crime and you're on probation, it could be a problem. There's really, a biometric is a biometric, and if you have a criminal conviction that would render you deportable, that's an issue for you, whether it's you're renewing your green card, you're doing your citizenship, or something else, or even entering the United States. And what trip people up all the time is sometimes they say, well, I renewed my green card, so then I guess it was okay for me to travel, or it was okay for me to do my citizenship. But what happens is every time you fingerprint and do that biometric, you are getting re-reviewed again. So just because you pass one time and get through doesn't mean you're going to pass a second or a third time. What I would suggest that you do before you do anything else is come see me with your dispositions, and then I will tell you whether or not I think you have a problem.
Okay, so what if a person did the biometric and received their green card? Is that would still be an issue?
Well, as I said, he or she has his green card right now, but that doesn't mean that down the line when they do another biometric that they won't have a problem. You should come see a lawyer and find out whether or not, sometimes immigration has to pick and choose. They can't, every time they come across somebody, they don't have the resources, the jail space, the judges, the trial attorneys, the immigration officers. They don't have unlimited resources that every time they come in contact with somebody to put people in deportation. So sometimes people who are deportable get through simply because they don't have the resources to deal with that person at that time. That doesn't mean the next time you come across the immigration service, it wouldn't be a different story. So that's why I said, just because you get through on the first biometric and even on the second or third doesn't mean you'll get through on the fourth. So you want to be certain, if you're going to travel, if you're going to do things in the future, what are my risks? And I think it's important to know what your risks and rewards are before you do anything.
That's true. And that's the reason why you go in and you see Brad.
If you go back to the judge and they give you a paper that you're cleared of that, source, like give you relief, certain certificate of relief.
Relief from civil. I understand. Relief from civil disabilities. That's what you're talking about. And relief from civil disabilities does not render you, give you relief from deportation. It gives you relief from getting any sort of civil license that you would need, such as, if you want to open up a nightclub and you need a liquor license and you have a prior conviction, you would need your relief from civil disabilities in order to apply for that liquor license. But it's not going to do anything for you in the immigration sphere.
Okay, so that has nothing to do with, like, if your fingerprint is unobtainable.
Correct.
Unobtainable, stuff like that?
Well, if your fingerprint's unobtainable, that means there's something wrong with your fingers, that they can't, get the print right. But that,
Yes, no, they have that in the paper, like, the fingerprint is not obtainable to no one. It's like,
well, you know what you should do?
I really got to take it down and let
you know what you should do? I
it,
think it's worth the consultation and just come in and see me, and that way we're not taking guesses.
Let's go ahead.
My question is, my daughter, our father filed for her and bring her here, and when she went for her citizenship, the father filed for the citizenship, and they said she cannot get, they deny her the citizenship because she did not live with the father.
Right, you have to reside with the father.
Now, our green card is going to be expired this June. So I would like to know, what can we do?
How old is she?
She's going to be 21, but she's not working. She's in college right now.
How long has she been here in the United States?
10 years.
Well, she could file for her citizenship. She doesn't have to work to become a citizen. Everyone always thinks, well, because I didn't work, I can't become a citizen. The only thing the law says is that if you did work, you have to pay taxes. But if she can demonstrate she's been in school and she's a student, she went to high school, she went straight to college, and obviously she wouldn't be working during this time period, and she doesn't have a tax return, she can still file for her citizenship. So just file.
If the father has to do it, or she can do it by herself?
She does it on her own. If you're over 18, you do it on your own.
Okay.
Yes, because she's going to be 21.
Right. That's why I asked how old she was. So she just files it on her own, and don't worry about, taxes if she didn't work.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.